It makes me uncomfortable having these cards so close to the candle, but I have a small table. This is my most favorite deck, my most classic deck. This was my only deck for years, and I've never felt like I needed another one until someone gave me one as a gift, and I started collecting more just for fun. I first saw it in the Japanese drama Mao, and ever since, I just had to have it, so. I've been reading One Dark Window by Rachel Gillick, and it's really good so far, like I can't even put it down. The whole theme of the book is actually based on tarot cards. It's a different system, but the same concept. So I'm like, it's a sign. I have to do this. I'm going to do a reading for Elspeth, the main character of the story. Now, I'm only halfway through the book, so it's not spoilers. I don't know at all what's going to happen. I'm just doing this for fun and for practice. And of course, to see if I could read the outcome right. I've got 6 questions, just basic questions. Got my quartz over here, which is real, and I know it's real because I went to Arkansas and mined this myself out of the side of a mountain in the pouring rain. Got my mood lighting, so let's do this. Of course, a card for her, Elspeth, the 2 of 1. Ones are a sign of communication. When I see this card and these right here, I immediately feel the idea of being stuck between one thing and another. And in a way, she kind of is. She's got the nightmare on one side and her own identity on the other. She's stuck somewhere in the middle. It could also work if we see it as being stuck between the nightmare and the outside people, her family, the destriers. Very much the embodiment of being 2 people. In the Thoth deck, it's domination, someone who came into power. She's the only one who's excluded from having power through royalty, but she still came into power in her own way. Another way to talk about control is possible self-control. The way that she showed herself being able to handle the thing inside as well as the situation outside is pretty skillful. She can't express herself in fear that her secret will be exposed, and so her emotions are very difficult. I always get the feeling of having 2 decisions as well and not being able to decide, or not fully committed yet. Like when you don't know what to do, too often you end up doing nothing. When it comes to characters, I always hope for a court card because it just seems more natural. But you get what you get. And in a way, court cards are so general that I have trouble zoning in on one concept, so I like cards like this because they're more specific. Number 2, the setting, the environment, the situation of blunder. So I want to draw one for the setting and what's going on with the situation. Now 5s aren't that great. They're always strife and turmoil. And cups represent emotion. So when you put those 2 together, you get sadness, loss, loneliness, despair. The situation is very dire on Blunder. There's a constant fog that hangs over the town, and people are afraid to go near. They carry charms. Look at the imagery of this card. This is someone who's had abundance of something and is choosing to pour it out. Almost like nothing was good enough. They didn't appreciate what they had. The Shepherd King is guilty of this. He wanted more. He wanted power. He gave up so much of himself to gain it until he lost himself. And thus, the cards. But it only ended in despair. Was it worth it? I don't think so. Number 3, her goal, or her hope anyway. I like him. I've always liked him. It's a fast card, fast action. And I'm thinking she hopes they can hurry and fix this with a straightforward plan, and it seems to be working so far. But this card suggests that it might be too fast. There will be more than expected, and I can understand they're impatient to be happy again, especially when the ability to make change is so close. This is someone who knows what they want, and they're not going to stop until they get it. Once the idea gets put into her head, her focus is 100% on this. She wants it so badly, she doesn't even know how badly she wants it. But she's not the only one who can know her thoughts. This suggests that she may be too impulsive, or acting without knowing all the angles. Or perhaps she's overlooking something. You have to remember, this is so close to being a king, with their confidence and their power. But the princes, they're still very young. They have high ambitions, and the energy to accomplish it, but they don't have the experience. They make mistakes, and they haven't figured out everything yet. But it's like that saying goes, What I lack in skill, I'll make up for with enthusiasm. Don't kill me. Number 4, her challenge. The 8 of Discs. So this time I'm thinking of everyone around her for some reason. The Eight of Discs is about hard work, diligence, and mastery. Everyone else, they're all destroyers, and they're trained for battle. They know what they're doing, but she's just a normal person. She doesn't have any special training. And I think just not being on the same level as everyone else, and the fact that they're on a whole different society level, being royalty, they have power in every way. The only power that she has, it isn't even hers. She has to work harder to keep up with everyone else, but she doesn't give up. Number 5, the plot twist. 4 of Swords. Ooh, so this can go a couple of ways. The classic meaning of this card is also in its imagery. Throwing down arms in the name of peace. This can mean someone might give up during a fight, to do the right thing. Or an enemy could end up joining sides. Or maybe everyone will join together for the greater good. I hope that this doesn't mean someone will sacrifice themselves, because I'm getting used to the cast. It's a small break. We're tired of the fighting, right? Maybe the enemy will be defeated and only goes into a rest mode, but not forever. Oh, maybe the nightmare will be separated. Or maybe he'll help her, even if it ends badly for him. Because I can't imagine that he's just going to sit by and let her do this without interfering. I'm thinking that the nightmare will eventually be pulled from her, but it won't be the end of it, so to speak. What do you think? Number 6, the ending. Wow, the Wheel of Fortune. This deck can be so sassy sometimes, and I feel like it's telling me right now that it just doesn't want me to know yet. I always see this card as chance, 50-50. It can go one way or the other. Isn't that frustrating? It's a card of destiny. The wheel turns and it turns. Apparently it means something lucky might happen when it's in the outcome. And it's so closely tied with destiny, I wonder if it might follow the Book of the Alders and just do what it says will happen. So maybe it'll spin on to a new season, a bright new change for the Kingdom of Blunder. And it might be a strange change, but afterwards, it would have been for the best. For now, we're stuck with the randomness of spin the wheel and find out. That's just hilarious how it turned out that way. Even the cards don't want me to be spoiled. So that's the end then. That was fun, and my fondness for this deck grows all the time. Now I have to finish the book and see what really happens. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.